Traditional, wide handlebars like these might be the most common on motorcycles, but the fastest bikes in the world have clip-on handlebars like this. So they must be better, right?
Then again, a KTM Super Duke is pretty damn fast. And it has traditional handlebars. So does it even matter?
Well, today we're going to go over the differences between the two options, what makes each one good and bad, and which one is ultimately better. Standard handlebars, also known as wide, traditional or conventional handlebars, are probably what you picture when somebody talks about handlebars.
They're a one-piece design that gets clamped to the bike in the center. You'll find them on adventure bikes, commuter bikes, naked bikes, dirt bikes, cruisers, and even sports touring bikes.
Hence why they're the most common option.
Clip-ons, aka clubman's or racing handlebars on the other hand, consist of separate pieces that clamp around the fork tube of a bike.
They're primarily found on sport bikes, but also sometimes cafe races too, just to look cool. So why would you choose one option over the other? The main reason is to achieve a specific riding position. You see, generally, traditional handlebars create a more upright riding position, partly because the handlebars are usually higher and because they are mounted to the bike using bar risers, which do exactly that, and partly because you can even rotate them backwards, bringing them closer to the rider.
They're usually also wider, offering you more leverage to push or pull on the bars. And all of this adds up to make a much more comfortable riding position over long rides, and makes it easier to give the bike quick inputs in an emergency. Perfect for commuting and touring.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, we have clip-ons that only care about one thing: racing.
They can be mounted either below, in line, or above the top triple clamp.
And the sportier the bike, the lower they will be mounted.
For example, a 600 or 1000cc sport bike will have them below the triple clamp, whereas something like a Kawasaki Ninja 400 has them above the triple clamp.
Either way, this makes them lower and further away from the rider, putting the rider in a sporty position where you're leaned forwards.
Like this, you'll be more aerodynamic, because there's less surface area for wind drag. And since clip-ons are usually narrower, your arms stick out in the wind less, making you even more aerodynamic.
They're also said to offer more precise handling, but the downside is that this position puts more weight on your wrists. So on longer rides, your back and wrists will start to hurt. So the main objective is comfort versus sportiness, but there are other advantages to each to consider.
Traditional handlebars come in a ton of different widths, heights, and sweeps, which is how much further back the grip is in relation to the clamping surface. You can often also buy different sized risers to raise or lower the bars even further, and roll them backwards and forwards.
This means adjustability is just about infinite, so every sized rider can be accommodated for. That doesn't mean clip-ons aren't adjustable, there's just less adjustability.
A stock sport bike's clip-ons are usually two pieces, just one for each side, which often aren't adjustable at all. However, aftermarket clip-ons usually come with a clamp and a bar, allowing you to choose different angles and achieve different widths. You can also rotate the clip-on around the fork tube, giving you the sweep you desire.
Of course, there are some benefits to crashing as well, which you probably wouldn't care about on the street, but you would on a race bike.
Being able to swap out just one clip-on or one part of a clip-on is much easier and cheaper than swapping out an entire traditional handlebar after a crash.
A lot of people seem to think that clip-ons look better, probably because they're found on sexy race bikes. So as a result, you'll often see retro bikes or cafe races with clip-ons to look better. In fact, you can even buy aftermarket options to convert something like a Yamaha MT-09 that comes with standard handlebars to clip-ons to get a sportier riding position.
In my opinion, they each look good in their specific use cases. A GS would look ridiculous with clip-ons, and a superbike would look stupid with traditional handlebars. So which is better? On the racetrack, it's without a doubt clip-ons, and the street is a much more enjoyable place with traditional handlebars.
They both exist for a reason, and manufacturers put one or the other on a bike for a reason too. But anyway, let me know which option you prefer riding with, and I'll see you on the next ride.